This one's just gonna be more of a let's chat or a story time kind of a video. If you guys haven't noticed it yet, I have a few tattoos on my body, and I want to talk about that a little bit today. Why I decided to get some tattoos and the stories behind them. Ever since I was younger, I've always wanted to get tattoos. Something kind of held me back because back then, you know, tattoos were still frowned upon. It's not as mainstream as it is now, where everywhere you look, men and women alike have tattoos of some sort. I think it was about 2007 or 2008. I was doing design work for a magazine in town, and my boss at the time was a very big fan of Stan Lee. And I remember he met Stan Lee in person one day. So he had the signature of Stan Lee on his arm. And then he ended up getting that signature tattooed on his arm. And I remember how cool it looked when I first saw it. And that really just sparked something in me. And I said, you know what? I want to get something too. I remember I was driving one day, I had nothing to do, and I was in downtown of all places. I looked over and I see a tattoo shop next to me. So I pulled over, I parked, and I went inside that shop. And I didn't know what to get. I just walked in there and I told the guy I want something very simple. And I ended up deciding on a Chinese character for fish because I figured I'm a Pisces, fish, Pisces, you know. So I ended up getting that on my arm right here. And that was my very first one. And looking back, now I go, I don't know if I really like it, but it's really true what they say that once you get your first one, once you get one tattoo, you're always going to want another one and another one and another one. And that's what happened to me. So shortly after that, I ended up adding an actual fish to it. So I saw a picture of a koi fish and I slapped it on there and I ended up getting that tattooed on there. And then right after that, what did I get next? Oh, right after that, I wanted to get something in my back. And I really was not, and again, I wasn't sure what I wanted to get for my back. I saw this design that's a little bit abstract. I saw it in a magazine, I think. It was a little bit abstract, and I really liked it. So I ended up putting it on my back, between my shoulder blades. And then after my third one, naturally, I wanted to get more. I really wanted to get more, but you know, these things could get very pricey. These things could get a little expensive. Another thing that I want to share is don't be stingy when it comes to tattoos, because this is one of those instances where you really do get what you pay for. If you paid for a $5 tattoo, you're gonna get a $5 tattoo. Make sure that if you want to get a really good tattoo, that you're willing to shell out some cash for it, because it is expensive. So if someone asked me the question, why do you have tattoos? Why do you feel like there's a need for you to get it? What does it do for you? And it made me think for a second, because my initial answer to that would be because I like it, because I want it. And as I thought about it more, as cliche as it may sound, it is a form of self-expression. But more than that, I really feel like my tattoos are an extension of me. All of these things that I have on my body mean something to me, or it's a representation of something about me, something related to me, something that's close to me. So what you see on me are really just extensions of myself. After the tattoo on my back, I want something that is representative of Asia, since I'm Asian. And I really liked the Thai characters and how they looked like. To me, the Thai characters looked like a blend of like the Hindu Sanskrit characters and Asian characters, and I really liked it. So I put that on here. So they stand for mother, sister, and brother. They're always gonna be here with me. So this one really means a lot. So after these, I kind of stopped because, you know, as I said, it gets a little pricey. And I started thinking more and more about what I wanted to put on my body as far as the ink. The next one that I got was, I had mentioned that I used to have a cat before, and my cat was a little feisty. He was a little brat. He loved to scratch me. One time he actually busted my lip because I picked him up and he didn't like that, turned around and just whacked me in the lip, and I tore my lip over here, and it was bleeding blood everywhere. I want to pay tribute to that, so I had 3 scratch marks tattooed on I don't know what this part is, right near my groin, or near my hip bones, or near my hip. 3 scratch marks as a reminder of what my cat liked to do to me when he was still alive. And a few years after that, unfortunately, my cat passed away. Naturally, I would want something added to my tattoo collection that will be a tribute to my cat. So I wanted to have his face, like a portrait originally, tattooed on me. So it's a little bit more stylized as opposed to just putting a portrait of his face. So I wanted to do something that's a little like polygon shapes, and I believe it's called stippling, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what I did, and I put on in Roman numerals the day that he died. Sorry, Mac, we're not gonna be separated anymore. You're gonna be with me forever. After my cat's face on me, I went and visited a tattoo artist, and I wanted to get my design credo, or my design mantra, attached on me, so I always see it and I will never forget it. And I specifically picked a spot in my body right by my heart because I really wanted it to be super close to my heart. I know it's a little bit cheesy, but hey, that's the meaning for me. So I wanted to put, the more things you see, the more ideas you have on my chest near my heart. But it was a little too long, so I tweaked and revised it just a little bit so it'll fit in the space. So now it says, the more things seen, the more ideas gained. It's still the same thing, right? Just worded differently. So I wanted to put it close to my heart because design is a passion of mine, and it's really close to my heart. So my artist at the time saw this side of my arm and what he called a half sleeve, because he felt that whatever I had on this arm needed to extend all the way down and to create a whole sleeve out of it. And I wasn't very keen on getting a whole sleeve before because it's a lot of space. It's a lot of skin to tattoo, and once it's on there, I can't remove it. He was able to talk me into getting the whole entire thing covered up. So I still wanted to go with that whole Pisces thing. You know how like the Pisces sign, there's a fish that goes this way and another fish that goes that way. It's kind of like the yin yang kind of thing. And I wanted to do that. So since I already have a fish this way, we just added another fish going up. And then we added all these waves to it. So one flower for myself, for my 3 sisters, my brother, and my mom, and my mom's name on here. Her name is Evelyn. Now my tattoo artist did not stop there, and he wanted to add some more to it. And I said, well, what do you want to do? And he said, since you have it all the way down here, let's have it go all the way down over to your chest. So now it goes all the way to my chest over here. Apparently, according to legend, a dragon starts out as a koi fish, and as it grows and grows and grows, it transforms into this big, powerful, ferocious dragon. So now the story is, since the koi fish starts out here, as it gets higher and higher and higher, it turns into this big dragon right here. And the dragon is a little bit hidden. It's not visible unless I'm shirtless. So we kind of wanted it to be like a surprise. Like you don't know it's there, but it's there. So there's a big ferocious dragon hiding underneath. Get your mind out of the gutter. I meant under my shirt. See, look, there. Now we go on to my most meaningful piece of art on my body. It's on my left arm here. I already have the Thai characters on there that stands for family, right? And this is around the time when I decided I wanted to come out. And that was December 2016. And to commemorate that, I wanted something on me that really celebrates that and talks about it. So I have an hourglass here that represents time, or time on Earth. And it's a good reminder for me to think about, make each moment count, because our time here on Earth is very limited. If I were to tie this into my love for Broadway, the very first musical that I saw, called Rent, had a line in one of the lines in one of the songs says, "I don't own emotion, I rent." My interpretation of that is we're practically just renting our time here, because at any given moment that could be taken away from us. So remember the limited time you have and just make each moment count. And right behind it, I have some chains that are broken. Obviously it stands for breaking away from whatever it is that is that's got me chained down, or whether it be living a secret life, or hiding who I am, or hiding in the shadows, or being in the closet. So this is breaking away from all of that and working on living my life as my authentic self and just being who I am. So that's what it stands for. My tattoo artist wanted to add wings, or half of wings, or angel wings, or eagle wings on here, and that is representative of flying free. And if I were to tie that into another Broadway musical, it'll be from a show called Wicked. And the line from one of the really good songs there, called Defying Gravity, is, "If I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free, defying gravity." So if I apply that to my life, with me choosing to just live as my real me, not everyone would agree, but you know, it's my life. If I lose people because of me trying to live as me, then at least I'm living it as a free person. You know, if I fly solo, at least I'm flying free. Out of all my tattoos, this is my favorite, because this one holds a lot of meaning, and it really is very representative of me and who I am. In October of 2017, a tragedy hit the city of Vegas. So there's a music festival happening on the south side of the Strip. And it was a pretty big festival with a lot of people in there. And sadly, someone decided to open fire and killed and injured a lot of people. Nothing like that has ever happened to Vegas before. And when it hit, it really hit hard, and it hit close to home, because it hit home. You know, it hit our city. So a lot of the tattoo shops in town wanted to raise funds for the victims of this event, where they would offer their tattoo services for a price, and everything that they make from that event, they would donate it to the victims of that event or that incident. And I really wanted to be a part of it. So I decided to put a tattoo of a rose, of a flower, with the word Vegas on it. And this is going to sound cheesy to some of you, but it really just, it's really very meaningful to me. So I decided to put it on my ankle, or on the lower part of my leg, close to my feet. The whole thought process behind it was, I could never ever feel the pain that you would feel in your feet when you're running for your life because someone's trying to shoot you dead. And the closest I could get is to get a tattoo on that part of the body and feel the pain of the needle. So that's the story behind this tattoo. Now my last tattoo, and I'm not sure if it's going to be the last one that I'll get. It's one of the bigger ones that I've added to my body. It's a tiger panel that goes from here on the side of my rib all the way down to the top part of my legs. See a little piece of that there? This started out as a cover-up because I had something on my left hip that I wanted to cover up, right? And you know, my tattoo artist, persuasive tattoo artist, and as we started talking about the design and the layout of it, that's when ideas started to come, and we talked about, ooh, let's add this, let's add that, let's add this, until all of a sudden it became this full-blown tiger. It hurt like hell. It was very painful, but the outcome, the finished product, I was very happy with it. I forgot to add, the original tattoo that I had in my back, it was a little small. I ended up not liking the way it looks because it ended up looking like a butterfly, like a weird butterfly. So I decided to change it a little bit, and I decided to just blow it up and do some kind of abstract design in my back, which I might change at some point. I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I don't know yet, but I think, and every person that has a tattoo knows this, that there will be some tattoos that you put on your body that you just won't be happy with, and you're gonna want to change it up. So that's a brief story about all of the tattoos in my body. I don't regret any of the tattoos that I put on me because, as I've said, these are extensions of me, my personality, and just me being me. So let me know what you think. If you guys like it, if you don't like it, if you want to talk about it, if you have a question, send me a message on Instagram. It's chemo_Makeo. Leave something in the comment and we'll chat that way. And lastly, I would be remiss if I did not mention my tattoo artist, really talented guy named Joe Green, and he works at a shop called Broken Dagger. There's some really good artists working at that shop. Yeah, so there you have it. Respect your tattoos, respect your tattoo artists. Always be yourself, always keep it real. If you need to fly solo because of that, at least you're flying free. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.